Alright guys, you're checking out Rogue Heroes, Runes of Taco? Ooh, so this is pretty much something similar to Zelda and the adventure RPG vein of games. A roguelike element. Essentially, there are about 4 dungeons in the game currently. That might be more in the future. Just talking to this guy right here. Pretty much what you can do in this area is you start building a town over time with the coins and the gems that you collect. This is part of the RPG element. Taking out these bushes right here. A good way to get some starting items. Good way to get gold coins as well. Later on, I will show you an even better spot to really collect gold coins. This right here is the warp statue. Here is the map and the equipment screen. You see right now, inventory is empty. It's a fresh character. This whole area right here will be your entire city. This is where you see a lot of buildings later on. We do a little time skip to a completed account. And this is the entire overview map. As you see, there's lots of space, lots of room to run. Might take you a little bit. This game is 1 to 4 players. How you want to do it? You want to do Steam remote play, local co-op, or if you have a few friends that pick up the game. It's really easy to drop in and out. You can even join into other people's games that have a public lobby. Definitely recommend it. At least 2 players. 2 players maximize your fun. Right now I'm using the default character. You can unlock more later on, either through finding bread for the class or doing some sort of achievement, and then paying the gems to unlock the class. So this way, right? Alright, so up here on the left side, you find our warp statue. And just walking into that area activates it, puts it on your map, so now you can always come right back here because you will die a lot. A lot. So you will die. So every time you go inside of a dungeon, any gems that you have, that's the green ones over here, any gems that you have get reset. So make sure you always spend your gems whenever you go back to town. You also cannot leave the dungeon without dying or abandoning the run, which is pretty much killing yourself, so you can leave the dungeon. And once you do that, oops, that's it for that run. You can't re-enter without losing your gems. So keep that in mind. I am currently playing with the keyboard and mouse. Small tip right there. You see how that snake came out of the jar? If you wait long enough and you're unsure if there's a snake or anything, after a while the jar will shake, and then you will find that those jars always have a snake in them. Pro tip right there. Sometimes you may or may not see it online if you're playing somebody else. So again, keep that in mind. I'm not sure what it is. It's just something that I've seen time and time again when I was playing with my friend. But while playing single player, almost all the time, you will see the pot shake. Floor trap right here. As you see, top right corner. Room is still blue. That means the room isn't clear yet. The room will be clear once I've collected everything I need and all the monsters in the room are dead. Now you don't have to clear each room. trying to maximize your profit, I definitely recommend doing it unless you come across a puzzle that's a little too difficult for you. But if you're looking for keys or you need to find ways to advance, you're gonna have to go to the room, and then you gotta find your way to the next room. As you see right here, when you're playing single player, they give you a little hint for where the door is. You see, you can cut the curtains each side, nothing there. Cut here, bam, here's your door. When you're playing somebody else, they do not give you that hint, so you will have to look or buy a dungeon floor map to know where you have to go, or at least give you a general idea where you should be going. It won't show you where all the secret doors are, but it'll show you that there are more rooms in a certain direction. Key, glass bomb bag. Pretty much what that means is that these are temporary items. So when I die, that bomb bag will disappear. Later on, you can buy, you pretty much get all your items and they'll be permanent, so you can use them at will. But starting out, you don't have anything useful. It can be a little bit rough. Just walking up to the torches will automatically light them. In most cases, these are a puzzle. Oh, that unfortunate. Right there, get a big chest. Quite a few gems off that. Here, these gold chests right here. Take your gold coins. Typically, you want to use those whenever you see them. If you have the coins for them, they give you a lot of gems, and it is a very fast way to level up your skills and your town. There are a few ways to farm for gold coins. That is way better than fighting monsters, at least in a dungeon. I'll probably do a separate video for that later. Okay, so as you see, on the map you can see the two doors, little blue arrows. In this area, we have to stick in the middle. This is essentially a monster spawner. Monsters that spawn from this do not give you anything, so it's in your best interest to kill it fast. You can't grind the monsters that come out of it. See the little red bar in the middle of it? That's pretty much showing the timer for how fast it'll spawn with the monster. You have the block mechanic. Really simple enough. Walk it up. Now, if I was playing with another person, they could do the other blocks, or in some cases there might be a few more blocks, you know, make it a little more difficult. If else in this room is green, we're done here. Oh, the wrong way. Oh, you do have a dash, by the way, on the shift on the keyboard. This character, anyway. Depending on the class, it'll be a different ability. Oh, floor traps. Another element you may not be used to, as you can see right there. A little bit darkened area. A little hint for these. Since these are arrow traps, you can block them, but it takes your stamina, and you know, they can come from either direction. You don't really know. See that? Oh, right there, we got a nice quick death. You can see I got 384 gems. We're gonna head back to town. A little overworld stuff, touch you killed by, touch me monster you killed, how much you've collected, and how long the run was. So we're gonna do a quick revive. Start back in town. If you want to change your class, you can go to the wardrobe right here. This will show you every class you have unlocked. This is the bomber one that came with the game. You talk to the Griff the Townsman. Kind of sped through that. Now you build his workshop right here. Come on over. Now this is where you get to upgrade your town. You come in here a lot, so every time you have your gyms, you come here, put down whatever shop you feel like you want. Each one do something different, like the fitness center, that's something that'll help with like the stamina. That would go elixirs, that's your potions, you know, tool shed, that's where you get your tool upgrades, stuff like that. Tavern, that one wasn't useful yet. I assume maybe something will be added to that later, so don't waste your money on that just yet. Definitely get the Lost Iron Forge first, because this will help you upgrade your weapon damage. So my first run, you know, really short run, didn't get a lot of gems, so I can't really upgrade anything. So you run up here, show you the shop real quick. As you see, you have a whole skill tree. It's all also shaped like a sword. It's gonna take you a lot of gems to be able to actually upgrade everything on that. Now that being done, that's pretty much gonna be the process for the majority of the game. It is really fun, especially once you finally unlock stuff. Go as free travel to the dungeon. So you never have to worry about, like, once you unlock the general area, there's always going to be a warp statue to the dungeon, so you don't have to worry about going back and refinding it, as long as you hit that statue. If you don't hit that statue, however, you will be walking back every time. You do not want to do that. So these right here, it says on reaching floor 2 you may spend gems, so like you'll see a statue like this on the second floor. It costs a certain amount of gems. Always unlock these once you find them in a dungeon. What that means is when you come back in the first time, or the next time rather, these will be unlocked and you can go immediately to the second floor. This is to help you clear the dungeon faster. So you don't have to sit here and farm like the first floor. You can just go right to the third, fourth, or fifth floor, whatever it is, and start the game from there and go right to the boss if you're just trying to finish the dungeon without going through every thing. Oh, so you got an arrow trap right here, so I showed you earlier. So you can block all those, you're facing the right direction. I wasn't earlier, obviously I died. Gems. Got earlier is the item you get later. Hook shot, everybody's favorite. Alright, let's switch to my other character. Alright, so we're checking out the classes that you can pick in Rogue Heroes. So starting out, you're going to have the hero, and you might have the bomber, depending on what version you got of the game. As you can see, each one has their own different starting stats and their own special ability, as you can see on the shift key. So far, absolute favorite class out of the whole game has to be the Reaper. Hands down, recommend it as soon as you get it. You will love it. Absolutely love it. So this is my main character right here. Have pretty much mostly everything unlocked. I will go to, let's go to the fire dungeon. This is about the, I want to say this is the third dungeon in the game. As you see, I lost all my gems going in here. See, we've cleared the floors, so we got these open. Get your starter key right there. Go floor 1. Show you around a little bit. Show you a few different bombs. Now I'm at the point to where my equipment is permanent, but it still costs magic. Roll right through. Be careful with these spiky guys. Their stuff bounces pretty far. Hitting him with a book. It's pretty much so you can just learn stuff about the mob. He gets way later in the game. Not too important now, they'll probably add something to it later, not entirely sure. Haven't really found much use for her yet, I haven't maxed it out either, so I don't know if it's super beneficial. magic wand, and you know, different things with the wand. They get to come into your inventory, and then you can select all your spells. That's pretty much all the items in the game that I've found so far. If there's anything different, I haven't yet to find it yet. Oh, so see what I mean? It's still bouncing around. This chest I was talking about earlier, look at the gems you get from this. Of course, this is a higher tier dungeon, and the higher the dungeon you go into, the more gems you will get. Pretty much gonna be me fighting my way around this room. It's essentially unlocking all of these with fire, then come over here, get switch to a hammer. It takes quite a while to find these items. It would be a quality of life change if they did something to make it a little bit easier to switch through all the items, because when you got a time mission like this, it is a pain to switch to all that. See, even with that, I'm not fast enough. And you just like person later on, it becomes a little bit easier because then you're not stressing about it so much. But when you're by yourself, it can be kind of hectic. Oh, it's all the way up there. I just open these up. This is just a two-parter. So this one's not bad. In some cases you do like 4 of those at a time, and then you're like running around the entire dungeon, and it's like, yeah. In some cases like, you might have to use like a combination of the hammer and the hook shot, and you start panicking because the hook shot's like, where's that? And you just scroll and like, oh, crap, can't find it. I mean, you scroll past it. I did it a few times. Can use the boomerang to pick stuff up for you as well. Just like that, the room is clear. Alright, let's fast forward a little bit. Okay, so this is probably one of the best spots in the game to farm for gold. Made this far in the video, congratulations. So I'm not going to tell you where this is at, you have to find it for yourself. And assuming you do not nerf it, find yourself winning a lot of gold coins before you go into a dungeon. This is the area, the spawn area is pretty crazy. Mobs are really easy to kill even at a low level. You can get a lot of coins really quickly here. Like next to no danger in this area. They're super slow moving, they don't throw anything, they have no special attacks. It's your standard zombies. As you can see, almost every other zombie drops a coin. Look at that, he's money. There you go, my favorite farming spot for gold coins. Watch this far. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Definitely recommend checking this game out. Look forward to what they add to the game next. Hopefully you get a few more dungeons whenever they update. If not, the game's definitely worth its buy-in price right now. Easily put, I want to say, 20 hours into this game. Another solid game between 17. Thank you guys again for providing code for this. Really appreciate it. Have fun. See you guys on the next adventure.